If you remember, we were joking about Necromancer getting nerfed, and here we go, they actually nerfed the helmet essence that caused all this outcry. But we have a couple more pieces of news with this upcoming small update. Now let's check out the patch notes together. Before we move on, leave your guesses about what class people are going to complain about after this Necromancer nerf. I don't want to be harsh, but people just need to learn to adapt to the changes inside the game instead of just complaining. But it's good to see that developers are listening to the community. First, let's check out the change they made to the Necromancer legendary affix. The cooldown for the Corpse Lance Emperor of Worms legendary affix effect has been increased from 3 to 6 seconds. It looks like a huge nerf to the cooldown, to be honest. When striking an enemy, they will only be affected by the immobilizing effect every 6 seconds instead of 3. Well, this immobilize effect was already very easy to counter with even a small absorb shield, now it will be even easier. I think low and mid resonance Necromancer players shouldn't play with this build anymore because their damage is low and they can't even apply control effects that well. So playing with the Fear build I shared a couple of days ago will provide more value to your team. Other than that, a build centered around removing buffs with Dark Curse can be a good option as well. I know most people want to go with damage builds and get good stats, but it doesn't work all the time. And when it doesn't work, people start to complain about teammates and overpowered essences, but no one wants to take the support role. Anyway, I don't know why I ranted this much. At the end of the day, play how you enjoy the game. Other than the cooldown, they also nerfed the immobilize duration. Now at Master level 4, immobility will last 3.6 seconds instead of 4.8 seconds. Now let's check out the developer's note. Considering the cooldown for Corpse Lance at level 4 was 3 seconds and stunned enemy players for 2.4 seconds, players were essentially able to stun lock their opponents with relative ease. This change to the cooldown should allow for a fairer fight. Well, first of all, Immobilize is not a stun and the immobility effect lasted for 4.8 seconds at level 4, not 2.4 seconds. The thinking behind the nerf is true, but they explained it poorly in this developer's note. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think the area of effects of most skills needs to be nerfed as well because most skills cover the whole lanes in battlegrounds. This might help to provide a fairer fight as well. Before moving on to other changes, let me show you the new Battle Pass cosmetics that are coming out. Actually, these were leaked before, but let's take a better look at them. After all those months, seeing a white Battle Pass cosmetic made my eyes tear up a little bit. I really like the theme of this Battle Pass. I'm sure most of you guys will like it as well. We were pretty bored with all those demon theme cosmetics. One more important addition to the game is this class change and magic attribute change system. We were worried about Eternal Gear affixes when we change class, but now they will change when we change our class as well, which is really good. Let's see what they are saying about this. Legendary items earned from Terror Rifts, Oblivion Pillars, and Hellslayer bounties with class-specific affixes will update when changing classes. If you've obtained any of these items with a class-specific affix, your item will shift to a different class-specific affix upon changing to a new class. These affixes are directly tied across classes. An affix on one class will always update to the same affix on a different class. Now I will quickly go over the other feature updates. First, we have Battleground compensation for AFK players. For players that lose a Battleground match after a teammate is removed for inactivity or a disconnection, we are compensating the loss of the match with a slight reimbursement of overall points. Next, we have item stack inventory changes. Certain items now stack to higher amounts per space in your inventory to save space. So we will have more space in our inventory. Some people were complaining about this, so it is good to see this change. And it looks like they did some performance optimization for the battlefield. We have optimized the overall underlying program logic of skills, and now casting your skills and engaging in overall combat while in-game should be much smoother. And one of the highlights of this update is this new event center. Thanks to this, we will be able to get more rewards as we regularly participate in the events. Rewards are not that good, but it is always good to get some free normal gems, telluric pearls, and aspirant keys. Lastly, we have Survivor's Bane updates. Survivor's Bane will feature some new variations when playing in Endless mode. We're introducing a new system where you'll receive a random buff at the start of the match to help aid you in vanquishing Hellspawn. I really enjoyed this event, but it was definitely way better before they nerfed some of the rewards. But it is still pretty fun to play. Now with that, I believe I covered everything about this update. Please share your opinions about this patch in the comment section. Thanks for tuning in and take care.